Hey, what's up you guys, it's Caboose bringing you another Marvel's Avengers video, and today what I got for you guys here is, well, a ton of brand new gameplay for Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers, some brand new suits revealed, and some more details about how the character is going to play. Spider-Man drops in Marvel's Avengers tomorrow exclusively for PlayStation platforms, and if you're excited about that, well then scroll down right now and hit that thumbs up button and share your excitement with me. If you're new here and you want to keep up to date on everything Marvel's Avengers with the Spider-Man release tomorrow and beyond, then I got you covered on everything for this game. If that sounds good to you, then hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications to be immediately notified when a video goes live. Lastly, reminding you guys that I am sponsored by G Fuel. Grab yourself some tubs, some shaker cups, some cans, or the Venom Let There Be Carnage G Fuel, or sign up and join the waitlist for the Spider-Man No Way Home G Fuel, which is going to be available soon. Just make sure if you get anything that you use code Caboose at checkout. And with all that being said, let's get into this. Okay, so the war table dropped online earlier today. This finally gave us a first look, first of all, at the raid that we're going to be getting tomorrow, Discordant Sound. This is the Claw raid, and it's kind of a continuation of the War for Wakanda expansion. But then we also got a look at some brand new gameplay for Spider-Man, and I gotta say, he looks pretty cool. They gave us a glimpse at some cutscenes, which may be the only cutscenes that we're going to be getting for the character within this DLC, and then they also showcased a ton of gameplay for him, and he does look pretty fun, and they went in depth as to how he's going to play, and we're going to go over some of that from what was posted over on the blog that was put up after the war table release. Speaking of the blog, let's jump in and read some of what's going on here regarding the Spider-Man DLC. They start off giving a little more details about the story for the character. We already kind of have an idea of what's going on, but this is a nice synopsis. So it reads here, in the Spider-Man with Great Power Hero event, Peter Parker partners up with the Avengers to stop AIM from acquiring technology that can make their Synthoid army unstoppable. Spider-Man forms a tentative friendship with Miss Marvel and Black Widow while learning the new dynamic of working in a team. Our Peter Parker is a conscientious and cautious early 20-something hero who is still adjusting to balancing his double life as Spider-Man. So that's really interesting there. A little more context about how old Spider-Man is here. He's definitely out of high school, he's in his college years, and he's been Spider-Man for a decent amount of time and is trying to figure out how to work well with the team. I'm still not the biggest fan that his story is pretty much just going to be us fighting more AIM robots, but nevertheless, hopefully his gameplay is fun enough for me to want to jump into the already pre-existing Avengers content, but this time with Spider-Man. And speaking of which, how are you going to play as Spider-Man? How do you jump in and unlock the character and get going? Well, they mention here over on the blog, jumping right into the With Great Power Hero event is simple. Just click the option from the war table within the Avengers initiative. Spider-Man is a playable hero from the get-go and requires no unlocking or completion of any campaigns. You'll be able to take on new Spidey-specific challenges and earn Spider-Man themed rewards to help you and your team in the fight. And it actually showcased during the war table that one of those rewards will be a legendary outfit, which I actually believe is going to be just the classic suit that we've seen. You know, I think he's going to start off with the Crystal Dynamics original design, and then you can unlock the classic looking base Spider-Man suit through these Spidey challenges. And again, it's unfortunate that there's not going to be really a story to Spider-Man outside of like audio logs or just character interactions. Besides that, there's not going to be any cutscenes. There's not going to be any actual story missions. It's not going to be like the Black Panther expansion, nor is it going to be like anything that we got with Hawkeye or Kate Bishop, which I do find unfortunate. I think the concept of a hero event is pretty interesting. They could do something like this for a character like War Machine, or even some smaller characters like Winter Soldier if they were planning to add them down the line, because those are characters that don't necessarily have to have some expansive story tied to them, but Spider-Man is a massive character with so much that you could play with, and they decided to just throw him in the game, which I do find unfortunate. I get the reason behind it. I get the Crystal Dynamics didn't want people to feel left out more than they already are, but people are already feeling left out. You know, that's the point here, is that people who aren't on PlayStation aren't going to get to play as this character, so you might as well give the people who are on PlayStation the most out of him. Nevertheless, the decision's been made and we're just gonna have to live with it. And again, as I've mentioned earlier, I just hope he is really fun to play as and that it makes up for the lack of story content. Now though, let's talk about Spider-Man's gameplay. The blog post gave quite a bit of context as to what's going on with his combat and the things that we're going to be capable of with the character. So it says here, Core to Spider-Man's gameplay are his webs. Not only can he use them to swing and zip around anywhere, but he uses them in combat to quickly close distances, maneuver enemies to his advantage, and web enemies up with his unique web status effect. All his web-based attacks build up a web status meter on enemies. Once the meter is full, enemies become webbed, immobilizing them and making them vulnerable to attacks from any Avenger. All of Spider-Man's ranged attacks and heroics build up web status, and his mastery tree and gear allow players to further customize the effects of the web status debuff. Combined with his ability to perform takedowns regularly, Spider-Man becomes an excellent support option for your team. And I like that they mentioned that you can actually perform takedowns regularly with Spider-Man, which is something that seemingly no other character on the roster can do, barring of course some separate abilities that you can apply with their skill trees. So maybe with this webbed effect, when characters are webbed up or enemies are webbed up, you can perform these takedowns like it's nothing on anybody that is tangled up. I think that's really cool. It's a nice offensive option for Spider-Man. He's not just going to be a support hero. He can jump in and get in on the action, but also can keep those enemies tangled up and allow any other members of the Avengers to take them down with ease. And I think his combat looks pretty cool. What they showed during the war table looks relatively fun, and I'm looking forward to trying it out myself. I am definitely looking forward to leveling him up, checking out what's in his skill tree, making a fun build for the character. This is something that I actually can't wait for. Continuing on with the blog post though, it says here, the Spider Skirmish light combo is designed to build up stun damage and juggle enemies into the air. Pair it with his signature attack, Take to the Sky, to launch enemies up and continue the combo in air. While on a wall, Predator Instincts gives you the ability to perform a powerful leaping punch that deals bonus impact damage. Evade an enemy attack while the Spider Sense warning is visible to activate your defensive armor. Evade at the last second to perform a perfect evade, which leaves the enemies vulnerable to follow-up attacks. While dodging, use the Think Fast to perform a low spinning attack that can trip up enemies, making them easier to combo, or double fire to quickly build up web status on the enemy. Quick reflexes and web counter are stronger versions of these attacks that can be performed after a perfect evade. Yeah, that is a mouthful. A lot of that was visualized for you though, so you can see all of it in motion and see exactly what I'm talking about from the blog post, and it looks great. You know, he's jumping off walls, launching people up in the air. Hopefully his aerial combat is going to be one of the better characters that you can do this with in the game, because I think that's something that a lot of the characters in Marvel's Avengers lack, or at least lack fluidity with. You know, characters like Black Panther or Captain America, they just can't do anything when characters are already in the air. You only have like the same 3 hits and that's it. So hopefully Spider-Man breaks the mold in some way. But yeah, in general, he just looks like a good time. There are still my problems that I have with the animations. You know, him shooting the webs, it just does not work. There is something so bad about that animation. But besides that, his combat, the animations there, his takedowns, the web swinging, all that stuff looks fun for me. I don't know. I know a lot of people have their problems with it, but for me, it's kind of working. I just look forward to trying him out. And if it doesn't work in motion, if it doesn't work when the controller's in my hands, I'll be the first to let you know. But from what I'm seeing, I'm liking it. The war table also gave us some brand new alternate suits to check out for Spider-Man. We got a quick glimpse at some new suits that we're going to be able to use for the character, and it's mentioned during the war table that he's going to have over 40 alternate suits to check out. It's gonna be a lot of money, but we'll see how that goes. And it was a pretty quick glimpse, but I want to go over the suits that they did show. So it started off with the base suit that you have in the game. This is the suit that's designed by Crystal Dynamics. It then transitions into the Bugle Boy outfit, which we have all seen. Then following that, it's pretty quick, but it's a shot of what looks like Spider-Man in some civilian clothing. He's wearing kind of a science-y shirt in this blue and yellow look. I'm not sure if that's based on anything in the comics. If it is, let me know. And then there's also the Spider Armor Mark 1 suit. And then as he lands on the ground, it's a recolor of the Noir suit, which I think looks terrible. I'm not going to use that ever. I think the base Noir suit looks way better than that. And then it transitions into a recolor of the Spider Armor Mark 2 suit, or the Bulletproof suit as some people might know it. And I guess this is their take on Future Foundation. I hope this is not the Future Foundation suit, because I'm not a fan of that. They actually showed the Spider Armor Mark II suit on its own as an emote that they were showcasing on the Marvel's Avengers Twitter page, and I think it looks great. I don't mind it at all. I just hope that this recoloring with the white and the black isn't what's meant to be their Future Foundation skin, because that just don't work for me. And then finally, it ends off with the Spider Armor Mark IV, or as some people might know it, the all new, all different Spider-Man. And there's something about the way that Crystal Dynamics redesigned this in Marvel's Avengers that I am just not gelling with whatsoever. I think it looks phenomenal in Spider-Man PS4, and that design is perfect in that game. And I think that they should have just done the one-to-one comic accurate look this time around. I've been pretty okay with Crystal Dynamics redesigns. I think they did a great job with the Noir suit. I think they did a great job with the Ends of Earth skin, but this one, you know, the Spider Armor Mark IV, and then if that is the Future Foundation skin, just not a fan of that. Don't really like it. Not my cup of tea. But that's all the news that I got for you guys here today. And trust me, starting tomorrow when Spider-Man drops in Marvel's Avengers, I'm going to be bringing you guys a ton of content for the character that you can watch out for. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure those notifications are on because the content is coming your way, especially if you don't have a PlayStation, if you want to see what this character plays like and all the things that Spider-Man has to offer in Marvel's Avengers. This channel will be a hub for exactly that. And with that being said, and now I want to kick it to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about the brand new Spider-Man gameplay that we got? What do you think about the new suits? What do you think about the details that we got for the story and his combat? I want to hear everything that you guys have to say in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed today's video, if you could consider leaving a like rating on it, it would show your support and I would really appreciate it. I'm Caboose, and you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, or join my Discord. Those links are going to be in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.